Are you toxic? It's a scary question, and it's a word we keep hearing a lot lately, and it gets tossed around way too lightly. I hear people at the gym saying they are detoxing after a long weekend. Well, detoxing isn't about treating a hangover. There are real hidden dangers in your home and your life that are filling our body with toxins at extraordinary new levels. Watch this episode and you will learn some really great new ways to really detox. It's a broad topic for sure. So today I want to focus on the toxic home, and just like many of you watching, Dawn Lawrence realized her home was a toxic trap, but she did something about it. Welcome to Breaking Through, Dawn. Detoxifying your house seems like a lot of work. What prompted you to make this change? Because it's not easy.
I got pregnant, and when I got pregnant, I realized that it wasn't all about me anymore, that now this baby that was growing inside of me was going to be affected by everything that I was doing.
And you cared so much, you made a video about it. Let's watch the video and then we'll talk about it.
The dishwasher. When I bought it, I made sure that the racks are coated in nylon instead of PVC, because PVC emits harmful chemicals. My cleaning products are just that. They're clean products themselves. I got vinegar, baking soda, and hydrogen peroxide. And the peroxide works just as well as bleach on killing mold. We don't use any artificial air fresheners, such as the plug-ins or the sprays. Instead, I've got a little bit of essential oil. Lavender, drop it in. It smells great, and it's non-toxic.
Great video, wow. We took a poll. 73% of people said they did not read the labels on their cleaning products the way they might read labels on their food.
I think that people aren't reading the labels because they don't know that they should. They don't know what the labels mean.
Well, I think that we need to understand the language of coding in the back. For instance, one of the most popular baby lotions that has the smell that I put it on my baby when he was a baby because I was clueless at the time. ETH, as you probably know, like sodium laureth or PEG. Those are code names on cosmetics for toxins. It's kind of scary.
It's important that we go back to buying the organic products. Even as far as carpets in your house, you can buy a wool carpet that hasn't had any chemicals put on it.
I know that there is a law in this country that mattresses have to be fire retardant. How do we work around that? Because here we are, where it faces right next to the mattress all night long.
Yep. If you buy an organic wool mattress, wool is a natural flame retardant, so you don't need the chemicals.
What's wrong with the toys of today?
The chemicals that are in the toys.
Chemicals in the toys, oh my gosh.
Lead is still allowed to be in our children's toys, so you just really have to be careful.
So for everyday moms, what are the 3 things that they could do to begin this change in their life?
Start with the cleaning products. It's as easy as that. I would also then get rid of your non-stick pans. You don't want chemicals in your food, and the non-stick pans are emitting these chemicals.
What's the 3rd thing?
Use glass. Get rid of the plastics. They're saying that they're trying to get rid of all the BPA, and that's great and that's fine, but number 1, they haven't gotten rid of it all, and number 2, they're still finding that these plastics are still leaching other chemicals. So buy glass. It's not leaching, especially for the baby bottles.
What you are doing is a matter of life and death in today's society. Everybody's wondering why they're so sick.
Yeah.
Let's just start right here. You have an incredible blog. I invite everybody to go to your blog, pay attention to her. This is a superwoman. Thank you very much. Keep doing your good work. You're going to make a real difference and get the world healthier.
Thank you.
My next guest is my dear friend, Dr. Russell Blaylock. How are you, Russell?
Doing just fine, Suzanne. Good to see you.
Thank you. Today's children have been exposed to chemicals essentially, in most cases, from the womb.
Well, that's the major concern, is the effect on the developing brain. We know at the last trimester of development during the pregnancy and the first 2 years after life is when the brain does most of its formation. So that's a very sensitive period for the child. The neurologists are starting to say that they're seeing a lot more serious neurological diseases at very young ages.
For what kind of diseases?
For instance, Parkinson's disease. Even some dementias are starting to occur much earlier. There's this significant increase in the number of brain tumors. What the toxins are doing is they're poisoning cells, how the cell creates energy, how the cell builds proteins. Well, in the brain, that's particularly important because the brain is the most metabolic organ in the body. It has to have a very high level of energy production. Anything that interferes with that energy production is going to produce toxicity. That is a poisoning effect.
So we sleep on mattresses that have been sprayed with fire retardant by law. They put fluoride in the water. We drink soft drinks that have toxic aspartame. How complicit is aspartame in affecting brain chemicals?
Well,
Negatively.
aspartame is composed of three potential toxins. Some are obvious toxins. And what these things do is they can produce cancer, they can produce disruption of brain function.
Where's this all going?
Well, the bad effect of all of this is that it's accumulative and it's also synergistic. It's additive effects. Basically, that means if you take a small amount of a chemical coming from your carpet and a small amount of aspartame, so if you only drink 1 can a day of Diet Cola, so that just taking those two really magnifies the toxicity to your brain.
So aspartame with pesticides, herbicides, outgassing from our carpets, it's not going to go away. You and I both know that. So what are some solutions?
So our only alternative is to eat organic foods. When you eat your foods, you make sure you're not eating highly processed foods and eat a very healthy diet. Lots of fruits and vegetables, things like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and kale.
You were the one who told me about turmeric, curcumin, olive oil. So turmeric is the spice. Curcumin is the supplement. What's the difference?
Curcumin is a flavonoid inside of the spice. The curcumin is the very powerhouse of the turmeric. Now, in the cancer field, it not only prevents cancer very powerfully, but it is a very potent inhibitor of virtually all cancers they've examined. It interferes with the ability of the cancer cell to survive, reproduce, and invade. And it does that better than virtually anything else we know.
These are the kind of things that I think young mothers really need to know, want to know. I always love talking to you, Russell, and I appreciate your time, and I hope you'll come back on my show and just let me keep picking your incredible brain.
Well, I thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity, and you look great.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Blaylock. Bye-bye.